Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be telling you guys a story time about how I went in, expected a normal induction, and ended up having an emergency C-section. Okay, so boom. At the time, I am 40 weeks pregnant and I'm at my last doctor's visit. And the doctor let me know at 41 weeks pregnant, we need to get you scheduled for an induction because it just seemed like baby boy did not want to come at all. So I was already nervous because I just didn't seem confident or feel confident that I was going to be able to give birth to this baby vaginally. It just seemed like my body couldn't handle it. And it's so crazy because my sister will always be like, girl, you need to just go ahead and schedule that emergency C-section. And I'm like, girl, that's not what I'm thinking about right now. I'm going to be able to give birth to this baby vaginally. I'm not going to have to go through a C-section. Okay, fast forward to induction day. Now, I should have already known that it was going to be something crazy happening or labor wasn't going to go as I expected because it was super hot this day. Our car was breaking down. We couldn't find the labor and delivery floor. We was basically late to our induction appointment. So we finally found the labor and delivery floor. Now we're signing in. So we sign in and we sitting down. We probably waiting for like 40 minutes before we can get into our room. So we get into the room, and when I tell y'all, that room was so huge. Like, I did not expect it to be so huge. And then I looked to the left and I seen where the baby going to be laying at, and I was just in so much awe. Like, I was definitely excited and ready for baby boy to come. So I'm sitting there in La La Land. The doctor finally walks in. She's like, I need you to sign these papers and I need you to put this gown on. So as I'm signing the papers, she says, okay, well, is there anyone else that's going to be joining us in the room? And I'm like, oh, yes, my sister will be coming. Okay, so I get into the gown and now I'm laying in the bed. My man's right next to me. He's asking me, am I okay? And stuff like that. And then the doctor walks in and she's like, okay, it's time to get this process started. And when I tell y'all, as soon as she hooked me up to the monitors, my contractions just start popping up on the screens. And I was so confused because I did not feel them contractions at all. So she instantly checks to see how far dilated I am because my contractions was coming back to back to back. And why was I only 1 centimeter dilated? So my legs propped up and she's like, okay, you're just going to feel a little bit of cramping while we insert the Foley balloon. So I'm like, okay, not expecting nothing crazy. Why, when she put this balloon in me, she said few cramps? It felt like I was about to die. So I'm squeezing my man's hand, I'm squirming around, I'm sweating bullets, and I'm like, girl, please get off me. In the midst of me going through all of that, my sister walks in. So now I'm embarrassed because I'm all exposed. And I'm like, girl, you gotta get out while they doing this to me. I don't need you seeing me. And she like, girl, when them contractions really start hitting, you're not gonna care about who's in the room. You're gonna want that baby out of you. So while the doctor is still down there fidgeting around, she finally comes up and she says, okay, your cervix is not open at all. We're going to put in a cervix softener and we're going to come check on you in about 2 to 3 hours. If you know me, then you know that that was the perfect opportunity for me to get a fast meal in. So I'm like asking her, yeah, can I eat? What kind of stuff can I eat? She's like, I advise you not to eat anything heavy. So I'm like, what about McDonald's? And she like, yeah, just don't eat all of it. And I'm like, girl, boo, I'm hungry. Like, what? So we all agreed that we were going to get McDonald's, and now it was time to figure out how are we going to get the McDonald's. If you know hospital parking, it's not meant for you to keep leaving your parking spot and then coming back and stuff like that. So now he's on feet on land with it. So he comes back with the food, and I'm tearing that food up, y'all. When I tell y'all those was the best McNuggets I had in my life, it felt like it was my last meal, and I couldn't even finish all of them because I was so scared that I was going to throw up. Okay, a few hours went by, and the doctors finally came back in, ready to retry the balloon. So she inserted the balloon, and thank goodness, because it hurted so bad, the balloon would not stay in. So she had to put another cervix softener in me, and we had to wait another 2 to 3 hours. So in the midst of us waiting, I just got this urge to get up and rip all the monitors off me because I'm like, I don't need that balloon. This baby gonna have to come out one way or another. So I take my monitors off, I get up, I'm like, can I get a balloon, please, or a ball to sit on? And they give me the ball. I'm walking around. I'm bouncing on the ball, and still nothing. And y'all, when I tell y'all time was flying, time was zooming by. Before I knew it, it was time to retry with the balloon. So I started begging the doctors. I'm like, please, can you please give me something to where I don't feel this pain from this balloon? And they finally agreed to give me something. So now I'm happy, and now I feel like we're finally getting on the road with this. They put the balloon in. I didn't feel anything. and I'm just ready to go to sleep at this point. And when I tell y'all, it was late. It was probably like 2, 3 in the morning. So my sister, she like, girl, lay down, really try to get some sleep. So I'm like, okay, fine. I laid down for like 10 minutes. I'm about to fall asleep. Next thing I know, all I feel is all this pain in my stomach. I'm like, oh no. So at this point, I call the doctors. I'm like, you have to give me something for this. I'm ready for the epidural now. I believe I was about like 5, 6 centimeters, probably 4, not to, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I was like, yes, please give me a epidural, give me something. So remember when I told you that my sister said when I feel that pain, I'm not going to find nothing funny and I'm not going to care about who's in my face? Yep, that was my point. I didn't care. I didn't want nobody in my face. I didn't want nobody touching me. I just wanted the epidural. So the anesthesiologist comes in and he's basically explaining to me the procedure of the epidural, and I'm like, I don't care. Just give me this epidural. This pain is too much for me to take. So they had me sit up on the bed and hunch my back over while I'm having contractions. Keep that in mind. And he's ready to insert the needle. And I honestly wasn't really caring about the pain in the moment. I was more so focused about, let's get this done. So he's trying to find a spot to put the epidural, and when I tell y'all he could not find the spot to put the epidural, whoo, it hurt so much. It was like, it probably felt like 3 to 5 times. So then I just started breaking down crying. My man was next to me. He's trying to console me, and I'm like, I can't take it. Like, please, please just get this done. And not to mention, in the midst of the anesthesiologist trying to put my epidural in, he did let me know that I had slight scoliosis. So now I'm crying even harder because now I feel like I'm a bent body person. Now that I'm not pregnant anymore, I shouldn't have been thinking about that. I think I was just very tired and exhausted in the moment. So then this guy comes in. I guess he was the head anesthesiologist. He finally comes in and he finally puts the epidural in one try. And I was just so mad because it's like, you could have did this from the jump. So I get done with the epidural. Everyone comes back into the room. The doctor let me know that I won't be feeling numb until about like 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, cool, perfect time for me to get some sleep. And when I tell y'all, it was so hard for me to get some sleep. Probably about like 2 hours later, the nurses came in and she's like, honey, we need you to get on all fours. Baby heartbeat is going down. So then I was just feeling kind of annoyed because they just kept coming in and trying to like fix my monitors, and I wasn't able to get no sleep. Plus, I had to figure out how I'm gonna get on all fours when I'm numb waist down. So a bunch of nurses had to come in to help me, plus my sister, plus my man. They had to help me get on all fours. And I was probably on all fours for like an hour or two. Mind you, I'm butt naked at this point. So after an hour or two of me being on all fours, my body just collapsed, and it was so weird because though I had the epidural, I could feel in my knees, like my knees was really tired. So I just collapsed. So then the nurses came rushing back in, and they was basically telling me that I couldn't sit normal because they was very worried about baby's heartbeat. So I had to get right back on all fours, and at that point I was so whiny, but I ended up falling back asleep. So at this point, it's like 10 in the morning the next day, and the doctors came in and they're like, honey, we have to do an emergency C-section. You're not making any progress, and baby's heart rate keeps going down. So now I'm just nervous and I'm scared. I'm crying, signing these papers. I forgot to mention, when I did get the epidural, I was so itchy afterwards. So it is true, when you get the epidural, you become very itchy. So they're wheeling me into the surgery room, and I just happened to ask the doctors, I'm like, can my man come with me? And they're like, honey, he'll be here soon. Don't worry, you have nothing to worry about. So I'm on the table now, and they're giving me anesthesia, and they're making me take a field test. They're asking me, can I feel certain instruments? And I was so scared and nervous, and I'm like, I think I can feel it. And next thing I know, I look up and my man is sitting next to me, scrubbed down, head to toe, and I just heard a baby crying. So now I just started crying. Mind you, I'm zoning in and out. I'm waking up, I'm crying, I'm saying, can I hold my baby? And next thing I know, I'm holding my baby and I'm back in the labor and delivery room. As I'm back in the room, it just felt like everything was moving so fast and so rushed. All I remember is my sister trying to get the baby to latch onto my breast, and The doctors asking me questions. I don't even remember half of the questions that they were asking me. So after getting baby latched onto me, I went ahead and took a nap because I was so exhausted. My body was shaking. So yeah, guys, that's my birth story. That's how I had my baby. His name is Legend. And if I could, I would totally do it all over again. And I genuinely don't think that it would have been as easy as it is if I didn't have the help and support of my man and my sister. So I'm very thankful for those two. Alright guys, so that's a wrap on today's video. If you are a mom, please be sure to submit your birth story in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.